All right, boys, you guys ready to see who got the longest bush?
Yeah, I got this. Let's go.
All right, boys, let's go.
All right, boys, ready? Three,
2, 1,
bush!
I'm Ben Thomas. Congressional Democrats have unveiled a bill aimed at bolstering free speech protections. It follows ABC's suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live over the comedian's comments about the reaction to the death of Charlie Kirk. And Sagar Magani reports that's a reflection of President Trump's growing power over the media landscape.
The president's forced settlements, litigation, and programming changes over content he does not like. In this case, ABC moved fast after two affiliate groups said they'd pull Kimmel's show over his suggestions Charlie Kirk's suspected killer may have been a pro-Trump Republican. The president's FCC chairman had warned the network and affiliates could face consequences if Kimmel was not punished. Asked what the suspension says about free speech,
Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. So, you can call that free speech or not.
That was in the UK. While at home, former President Obama said the Trump administration's taking cancel culture to a new and dangerous level. Kimmel was asked a month ago if he felt under attack for criticizing the president.
People love to laugh, and that's never going to change, and there's nothing anybody is ever going to be able to do about that.
Sagar Magani, Washington.
President Trump's flying back to Washington from his state visit to the UK, where he expressed gratitude for the royal treatment he received. He and Prime Minister Keir Starmer signed a tech agreement, swapped praise, and largely sidestepped geopolitical issues on the UK's intention to recognize a Palestinian state.
I have a disagreement with the Prime Minister on that score.
NVIDIA is investing $5 billion in Intel, saying the companies will work together on AI infrastructure and PCs. Intel stock had its best day since 1987, helping drive Wall Street to more records. The Dow rose 124 points or 0.3%. The S&P up 0.5%, the Nasdaq 0.9%, all three closing at new highs. This is AP News. In Pennsylvania, a small community shaken after a shooting left 3 police officers dead. Lisa Dwyer has the latest.
In an area with rolling tranquil farmland near York, Pennsylvania, officers were on the scene Wednesday to follow up on a domestic-related investigation that had begun the previous day. Then shots rang out. 3 police officers were fatally shot. 2 other officers were wounded. The shooter was killed by police. York resident Brian Rice says they are stunned.
I grew up in this area, and it's strange walking down this road now.
Brian and his wife Rose.
It's just a shame. I don't know how to react to a situation like this because we were never involved in a situation like this. It's rare
that this happens.
It was one of the deadliest days for Pennsylvania police this century. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
There's more news at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
If you see something, say something. And stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
As the day unfolds with laughter and cheer, Brad's got the magic that brings us all near. Sharing tales of hope, dreams that shine bright. Good morning, Marianas, together we ignite. So join the palm trees, we dance through the days, with rhythm and soul, in so many ways. Together we rise, through the moments we share. Good morning, Marianas, feel the love everywhere. Wake up to the sunshine in the morning light. Good vibes all around, everything feels right. Brad on the show, bringing joy to our day. Into the Marianas breeze, let the worries drift away. Yeah, that was the air. Our connection grows stronger. We show that we care. Rock on, feel the soulful flow. Look right on in Mariana, that's where you belong. The sweet island breeze and the ocean's embrace. Brad's got the stories, sunlight behave. Some side meditated, fall in this ride. Yeah, we're shining with love as our guide. So raise your voices high, let the music play on. Good morning, Marianas, we're where you belong.
Good morning, Marianas. It is 7:40. It is September 19th, but more important than that, it's Friday. That's right, it's Friday, baby. Good morning, Marianas. Holy smokes. By the way, while we were doing the news updates and the commercials, we had a call come in, and we just asked them to call back at 7:45, so we should hear back from them in a little bit. But good morning. People chomping at the bit today, which is great. Yeah, man, what a day that we're going to have. It's already sloppy. It's already wet. And, for some people, that's a good thing. But that's not what you want to do when you're out there on the roads. 77 degrees outside right now, and it's a light rain all around. The roads are slick, so be careful out there. Don't try to do any fast and furious stuff. Somehow, some way, our forecast is calling for mostly sunny skies today with a high near 88. We're looking at a light northeast wind increasing to 10 to 15 miles per hour this afternoon. Gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. What I don't know. I'm not the weather guy. I'm the look outside and or call Landon weather guy. But it looks a little bit of a stretch. We'll see how that works out this morning. Look at like it's going to be partly cloudy tonight too. Low around 78. Not too bad. But it should be gusty all the way till the nighttime. Tomorrow, though, and this weekend, we're looking at partly sunny skies, scattered showers and thunderstorms, and mostly cloudy, isolated showers. That's going to be all weekend long. So if you were hoping to go get your killer tan this weekend, this might not be it. If you really want to get a great tan, hey, go to Ground Plaza. Maybe you'll bump into Jerry and everybody over there. You might see him at soccer too. They're all around. They might be doing some kind of sports thing, but might not get it through the sun today. That's the issue. Yeah, I hope the weather is better tomorrow too, Lisa. I can't tell you. I would much rather have better weather for the weekends because, you know, I'll tell you what, we work a lot. I hear it from you guys like, oh, you're everywhere. Yeah, it's true. The other thing is I always see your van at the office. Yeah, I know, because that's what I got going on. I got to be here. I got to be doing this stuff because if I'm not, then it means I'm missing something, right? So I'm always out doing something. In fact, today, we're going to be out and about as well, and we're going to tell you all about that. But before we do, we're going to tell you about what's going on with traffic right about now, because you're out there trying to get to work, get your kids to school and all that stuff, and we got to make sure that you've got your heads up on what's a good road to get to. That's your look right now at Saipan. That is the Saipan traffic, the 10,000-foot view, as they say. And right now, it is looking a little bit busy at all those key intersections. You can tell over there by Shell Dandan, over there by excuse me, Aslito Drive. All the busy spots are busy. Over there by Guangdong Hardware, folks trying to make their way north on Solomon Senior Martinez, going to be a little disappointed, but it's not that bad. But where it is getting a little hectic is over there by Green Consume, as there's a little slowdown there as people get ready to drop off their kids over there by Saipan International School. You see that there's just a lot of traffic over there. Over there by Maddie's Barbecue as well. And then you got the chaos that is everywhere between San Vicente Elementary and NMC. Folks trying to make their way up toward the home of the Canaries, and then people trying to make their way down the hill and down to NMC past Dandan. It is definitely slow. People getting backed up at the light over at NMC. You got bus stops in either direction, and that's a big part of it. But, you know, that's what you got going on with traffic right now over in that area. As we make our way around Issa Drive, it's a little bit slow. Folks coming down the hill past May Market, they may be in a little bit of a wait as they make their way through. Folks stopping off at the mid-end capital of Saipan. That's right, our Rodeo Drive, Capitol Hill Market, Zenu Market, and New Sarah Market. Folks who are making their way toward the legislature are going to have a little bit of a slowdown. And everybody making their way south from the north side, you're going to be a little bit delayed and slow down as you approach the light over there at the base of Capitol Hill. Mobile Saragtasi gonna be a little bit slow today. That's right, people are making their way that way from the north and from Capitol Hill, so you're gonna be a little bit slow. Making your way through Puerto Rico is a lot easier than making your way downtown, because over there by Marianas Heights building, it's not too bad either. And you are going to get a little tied up when you get to the pickleball courts. What? Yeah, I'm talking the tennis courts. We're talking AMP, the intersection. If you're trying to make your way south, then it's going to get crazier after that. So much traffic between the courts and JG Sablon Ice and Water. And the soon-to-be, hopefully, former Sotalure Laundry, it's all boarded up now, and they've got a fence around it. And it's looking pretty good down on Skid Row. How about over there on the folks heading north on Middle Road? That's right. Everyone from Mobile heading all the way up to that main intersection is a little bit busy. Same when you get to the museum, NMI Museum, whether you're going north or south, there's a little bit of traffic. looking for you. Middle Road all the way south as we get closer to Gualarai. It is getting hectic. A lot of stop and go at the lights, especially over there at Quartermaster. You got school buses out there too, picking kids up. And as you head your way south down Middle Road, once you pass by Mickey D's and Saipan Vegas, the home of twitchy people smoking cigarettes, it is definitely slow as well. Where you're going to get a real big delay is when you're trying to get between Beach Road and Middle Road on CMG. Yeah, Chalman Senior Guerrero. No matter which direction you're going, it's going to be a little bit congested. Kind of like the way my voice sounds right now. Heading down Beach Road, though, it starts to get a little bit busy. Only when you're over there by Mount Carmel, as people are trying to get their kids to school. That's not too bad at all. And then over there by the Hopwood intersection where you got Mobile, you got Subway, you got Gold Ribbon, all that. A little bit of traffic right there, but it's just your typical intersection traffic. Not too bad. You can get away with that. Hey, you can get away with not having to deal with any of this stuff if you just hop on the blue line with Transit CNMI. That's right. That's our public transportation. Oh, I'm sorry. Our award-winning transportation hub in the Marianas. You can get on there for only $2 and they'll take you anywhere that they go. And that's pretty sweet. They operate from 6:30 in the morning till 8:30 at night, Monday through Friday. And on weekends and holidays, it's only 6:30 in the morning till 8 p.m. So they get off a half an hour earlier so they can go home and have some time with their family too. If you're a student, a veteran, active duty military, senior citizen, or if you've got a disability, that's only $1 anywhere they go on the blue line. That is the best deal in town. Make sure you pay an exact change because they are not a cash register. They are a transporter of people to places. You can give them a call if you want more information, 236-2682, 236-2682. Man, that bus is great. The air conditioning is great. The seats are comfortable. It's clean. It's awesome. You know what else? They also have free Wi-Fi. Free Wi-Fi so that you don't have to pay attention to anything while it's going. And by the way, when you're sitting there wondering, where's the bus? When's it going to get me? You can check online like we are right now. You can see exactly where the buses are. Right now, they're both in the area of that Hopwood area. One's going north, one's going south. And then you got your backup just chilling just north of us right now at the old MVA, at the old AK. They're just there just in case one of those buses go down. They got one that's ready to spring into action. It's pretty sweet. Can't beat it. All right, folks. Well, anyway, we are now just getting ready to roll, and we couldn't be happier to have you with us on the show this morning. Man, we got our traffic. We've got our news. We got some sports to come up today. In fact, today we're going to miss the start of it. Today, the Bills and Dolphins, Thursday night football. But for us, it is Friday morning football. It's going to start, I think it's at 10:20 is the time the game's going to get going today. Let's open this up just to make sure. But the Bills are a 12.5-point favorite against the Dolphins. Holy cow. The Bills got all kinds of injuries that they're going to have to deal with tonight. But, I mean, a 12.5-point underdog, the Dolphins, they got all kinds of trouble. They're not great on offense. They're not great on defense. And I'm just hoping that I hope they lose. I hope the Dolphins lose for sure. Let's be positive. We hope the Bills win. We're hoping that the Bills do win today, of course. We're going to miss part of it, though, because we got exciting stuff happening today. At 10 o'clock today, we are going to be at DPS. We'll be live, so you can watch this with us, because DPS has had a major breakthrough with that whole hit and run that happened in Garapan. We showed you the video, and it's awful, right? Where you got that one vehicle put on the flashers to let somebody cross the street. The other vehicle went through and just trucked this guy. The other car, I don't know if they weren't paying attention. They didn't see the guy get hit, but they just kept going afterwards. I'm like, oh my God. But the driver who hit the people, they definitely kept going. Well, we got security camera footage from them, and it was pretty brutal. And then we also got security camera footage that shows who the police think is the actual vehicle and the owners of the vehicle and people who are driving in the vehicle. Let's see if they message us back. Yeah. So anyway, that press conference is going to be today at 10 o'clock. We're going to have it for you live. You're going to hear it for yourself about who it is. You guys are heroes, by the way. You guys called. You guys sent messages. You messaged us. You messaged Crime Stoppers. You called DPS. The people who own the building where those people were staying. They even in the comments. We're not putting the word out on who did anything, but in our comment section, the people who own the building said that they're the ones who knows exactly who it was. It was great. So you guys did a great job helping DPS. That's the power of this platform, what we're able to do. We're able to make the Commonwealth a better place. Can't wait to see what we hear from DPS today. We're going to be there for you. You guys can watch it with us live. Right after that, we're going to be helping out a friend of ours coming up from Guam, Patty Arroyo. She's been on our show. We've been on her show. And it's always great when we get to talk to Patty. And but she's coming here, and she'll be here for a couple of days with some friends and everything. We're going to do an interview with somebody that she wants to do because she's looking at doing some sort of a podcast thing. So she is a big radio host, talk show in Guam, and our friend for at least 20 years now, and just a great lady, and can't wait to see her later today. So we won't be doing that one live, but we are going to record it for her and everything, and look forward to making that a big fun thing for everybody. Anyway, so all that is to say, after the show today, I mean, we're going to end the show, like end it on time so that we can get over to DPS and then get over to that big interview right after that. A lot of running around. There's no rest for the wicked. And you know, yesterday there was something going on that we missed that I would have loved to have been to. But man, to be fair, I was just feeling run down. The folks, the young guns were over there with the mayor's office doing the Adopt-A-Place over at the 13 Fishermen. And man, I love our mayor. I never want to miss what our mayor's office is doing and stuff. But man, I was just feeling it yesterday. I mean, I really was. It's getting stuff done, getting updates, editing videos, and getting ready for it. There was a coverage I just couldn't make for that, and I just didn't do it. So apologies to the folks from the from Young Guns and from the mayor's office, because man, I want to be there. But I just needed to not be there last night. So Dispensa, I want to get out there for you next time. You guys did great stuff. Yeah, well, let's take a look, by the way, speaking of that, see who's out there. Ann Attow in the house. Good to see you this morning, Ann. Thanks for tuning in. Caleb, good to see you again today, my man. Oh, my God, Peeling Gazetmo. Oh, dude, I'm telling you. It's great to see you. Oh, no, I just saw Tobot's message popped up. It said, peace out, rabbits. Got to get that grind. Stay safe. Have a blessed weekend. All right, brother. We'll see you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being with us this morning. And Lanny, good morning. Lanny Agulai is in the house with us today. Great to see you today. Thank you for joining us. Petru. So did Crime Stoppers pay up since led to an arrest asking for a friend? So here's the thing. I don't know. They don't tell me, but I know that they do. And I know that that's how it works. They pay people, but they don't put out a press release of who they paid because they're paying people for anonymous stuff. So I say, hey, congratulations, Petru. We gave him $500 for this information because he did it anonymously. I don't know, but that's a great question. And you know what? I'll message him. I'll ask him. I don't know where the tip came in, which tip it was. I don't know how that works, but I just know that it does. Connie Park Baza, great to see you again this morning. Thanks, Connie. Thanks for being here today. Alicia Odoshi, good to see you this morning. Thank you for tuning in. Carmen and Barcina Sablan, great to see you. Thank you again for tuning in. One Huckug's with us today. Oh, happy beer day indeed, man. I did. Even though I was feeling run down, I did have a beer with dinner last night, and it was just fine. It was exactly what I needed. Luis Cabrera, man, I'll tell you, this weather, I don't know if this is going to be, it's supposed to be like this all weekend, but I mean, it is rainy season. We just got used to having a pretty mild rainy season. It's been pretty dry so far. So now we're getting it. Pat Itamar, great to see you. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Bruce Camacho is ready for the weekend too. Great to see you, my friend. PJ, all the way out there in the Pacific Northwest. Thanks for tuning in and being here with us. Always love seeing you out here. Getting all the way back. Petra says, I'm going to be a part-time Crime Stopper, snitching on my neighbors for violating zoning laws. Oh, that's it. Man, I'll tell you, the zoning laws got some takes on that for sure. The zoning, I think zoning's doing a great job. But, if they keep their laser focus, starting with all the tourist areas and everything like that, like I would say, don't focus on the village and the residential areas and stuff like that. I wouldn't get all heavy on that yet. Right? That's where that's where they run into places where they get pushback. It's like, hey, it's my property, it's my land. I can do what I want. You know, I'm doing what I want. But the work that they're doing to get rid of blighted buildings is the Lord's work. I'm telling you, I love it. I love seeing that crappy, crumbling, caught on fire, shut down brothel, store, everything that was across from the Kanoa Resort. It's because of the work of zoning that they actually got it done. Oh, thank you. Oh, man, I really appreciate that, Alan. Thank you so much for that message. Thanks so much. But, you know, I'll tell you, I love that they did that. You know, I love that the work that zoning is doing got rid of that movie stop or that movie station that was crumbling for about 10 years up there in Dandan area, right? Over by the Shell Dandan intersection. It's because of zoning that's getting done. That Sodalore Laundry is what I like to call it, over there at the intersection by JG Sablon, Water and Ice, that corner laundromat that used to be there, that has sat there crumbling, unsafe, and fallen down for a decade. It's now got a wall all around it, and they're going to have to do something with it because of the work of zoning. And zoning is definitely doing a good job of making all the other stuff work. The thing that happened though with Pat and the barbecue pit at his house and all that stuff, you know, I don't like that. I didn't see it. I didn't see what it looks like, but it's not like for a business. This is for his house, right? Trying to put up a wall and having a barbecue by the fence or something. So that part is kind of tough for me. I don't want them to get too crazy with zoning. I don't want them to do the at your house you can't have certain things, you know, if it's too crazy. But, you know, I'll tell you what, I like the idea that they are out there trying to make the CNMI like a better place. Like the old museum, not the CNMI museum. I'm talking about that wax museum that's in Garapan. That thing could have killed somebody, and it could still, right? But they used to have those overhangs, and they collapsed, and because that thing sat vacant for years and years and years. It's still sitting there vacant, and those overhangs that were concrete collapsed, and the remnants of it were on the ground. Well, thank God, you know, zoning's involved now, so hopefully they can get that building torn down, because it's just another building that looks terrible in our tourism district. You know what else that zoning did? Because of zoning, that crappy former drinky place right across from Crown Plaza, that little 2-story wooden shack that used to be for Japanese businessmen to walk right across the street. Oh, you want a drink? Sure. You want to go upstairs for a special drink? Yeah, that's gone. Even though, because that thing was rapidly decaying over years too. It's because of zoning. Zoning is making it look good. Again, I'm with you on some of that stuff, like with some of that overstep stuff, like in Deep Village stuff. Focus first, like laser focus on all the tourism areas, like in Garapan and where people walk around, and the main roads like Beach Road and Middle Road. Focus on that first. If you can get zoning stuff locked in for all that, everything else is going to be gravy. Then you're going to be like, oh, we're running out of stuff to do. We got to do something. Okay, then you can focus on other things that are good for zoning, like not having a pig farm in a residential area, right? Don't zone, let somebody raise their pig in around a bunch of houses, because everyone knows pigs don't smell good. And it's not the pig, it's what came out of the pig. I'm telling you, it's awful, right? So put that in a rural zoned area, not in a residential area. That's where I can see you getting in the villages, but not the heavy stuff. Not with some of the stuff people want to do. I mean, unless somebody wants to put a big, and making sure poker stays out of the villages, right? That's for zoning too, right? That's good. And making sure someone doesn't put like a big bright neon light on the front of their house that keeps their neighbors up all night, ruins the peace of the neighborhood. Like that, I can see. Like I got that too, right? But focus on the stuff that you can really do that people are going to love, and that's those building things. So that's what I got for you, Petru. Good morning, Noreen. Thanks for tuning in today. Great to see you too. And man, that's my take on zoning, real quick. That's not too bad, man. I can't wait for this press conference that we got coming up here at 10 o'clock. So 2 hours from now, we'll be live for that. And that's going to be a good one. We're going to hear all about what they got, how they got it, and if they've got the guys in custody, and what they're going to be charged with and everything like that. DPS, man, I think about that. That footage that we showed yesterday that we got from them, they got from somebody's security footage, and they think they knew who the car is and all that stuff. So how are they able to do that? Well, think about that. They started with where the location was, the initial hit and run. And from there, they got the security footage from a couple of different locations, from a couple different cameras. And then they must have had to go from place to place, business to business, residence to residence, to follow where that car went and see how far they can watch on that camera from that angle, and then go drive by and look around at houses with cameras and businesses with cameras and say, hey, can we get your footage from last night or the other night or last week? That is a lot of work. And then you got to document it too. You got all that paperwork. Well, we went over to such and such business. We asked for this, and they said yes. And so we spent time monitoring the footage. Got it. Here's all the information for the name. And you know what? These guys don't like doing paperwork. Who does? But they're actually getting the work done, and they're fighting crimes, getting it done, solving it. Dang right, DPS. I can't wait. Like Bart Scott. Can't wait. I can't wait for this press conference to hear about all the stuff that they did. I mean, this is our good guys doing good work and getting it done. You can't be happier with your law enforcement for doing all that stuff and getting it done, right? All right, so let's get into it too. Oh man, that was a scary little thing. Did you hear about this yesterday? This might not be your cup of tea. You might not follow all the mainland stuff and everything, but Jimmy Kimmel, his talk show got pulled off the air. Now, I'm not going to make a big diatribe about all this other stuff, but he got pulled off the air. By the way, the people in England would be laughing at my use of that phrase. But he got taken off the air because of comments that he made about the Charlie Kirk stuff. So, Charlie Kirk, I know you know this because we talked about it. The public speaker who, an activist who got killed while he was at a college campus, right? Well, a bunch of folks have said some things about that and have gotten some repercussions of it. And I think, people have been talking about this being a free speech issue. Should you be able to say this about this? I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's a free speech issue because you're able to speak. You're not being arrested for what you're doing. That's what free speech is. Free speech isn't about you losing your job and stuff like that. But I also don't like, that how people go after other folks because they don't like what they say, whether they're shooting them or trying to get people fired from their jobs and all that kind of stuff. Like, I hate that stuff. It's so weak. You're like, I don't like what you said. I'm going to tell your boss. Pack sand. Like, I don't like that, but either way, with this one in particular, I like Jimmy Kimmel. I like Stephen Colbert. I like Jimmy Fallon, the late night hosts, right? The only thing is, I can't watch them. I really can't watch them because, they got so political, whether you agree with them or not, right? I liked the comedy of the late night shows. I loved the comedy of the late night shows. But it really got to a point where I can't watch those anymore because every joke was about, they got past jokes. They weren't even funny. They would say some funny things from time to time, but they started turning that platform from a funny ha-ha kind of thing where it's a late night entertainment comedy show to this big political thing. And every joke was about a president, whichever president it was, or a senator, or a representative, someone in Congress, or a lawman, or a governor of a state. I'm like, why, dude? I want to turn off at the end of the day. I don't want to get amped up about angry stuff while I'm watching this kind of stuff. Why is everything about it? So I get it. Now, what Jimmy Kimmel said, at least I didn't watch that monologue. What I saw what appeared to be a sentence or two, right? And at least whatever the final straw that broke his contractual back, it didn't seem like it was that bad. But still, I guess it's supposed to be the rail that's too hot to touch, as the Charlie Kirk stuff. Man, I get it. You don't want to be a jerk about somebody who was killed, assassinated, right? But did we get a little too heavy on it? No. I think that anyone who's killed like that, it's awful, right? In front of their family for saying what they think is right and all that other stuff. Yeah, I think that's awful and all that. I was surprised that his remains were flown back on a U.S. government plane. I didn't know why that was appropriate. That's not about him, and that's not about the parties or anything like that. For a private citizen that was, killed in the United States, I think it's a nice thing. Yeah, I think it's a really nice thing that they would do that. But I was really surprised. Again, I didn't think that was something that should happen, that it should be conducted on a taxpayer-paid flight. That's it. No matter who it was or whatever their political stuff was. I thought that was odd. Flags being lowered, you know what? I don't know. I don't know that was something that raises to that level for a person, but maybe it was because of what it said for the country, that someone, because it really was more of an attack on free speech, and that free speech was being killed that day. Is that a little too dramatic maybe? But I'm trying to come up with a case of why you would raise or lower the flags to half mast for somebody like that, and maybe that's it. But outside of that, I don't think that like all these people who freaked out one way or another, celebrating that happened. Oh, it's just awful. What kind of awful people are you, right? People lose their jobs for it. Yeah, that's fine. That doesn't, to me, sound like an attack on free speech. That sounds like people saying, well, I run that company and I can get rid of you if I want to. And so that's what they ended up doing. So I'm okay with that. Yeah, PJ says, JJ says it's an abuse of the right. Yeah, so the only thing I thought was not great about Jimmy Kimmel losing his job is that the chairman of the Federal Communications Commission weighed in on it, right? And why would the FCC chair have something to say about it? That part I don't like. So we look at the story from the Associated Press, right? And the Associated Press, hold on, let me see if I can't pull this up for you guys. Yeah, so the AP story, they've got live updates on it right now. It's kind of funny. So here, let's take a look. So this is it. This is the Associated Press. And it says right there, after ABC suspended comedian Jimmy Kimmel's late night show following a threat from the head of the FCC, congressional Democrats have denounced the Trump administration's threats against political critics and unveiled a bill that would bolster free speech protections against government officials. Yeah, well, I don't know about this one. I think that I don't think that this is something about free speech. So let's see what this bill is all about. It says Democrats introduced bill to protect free speech. Let's see, is there anything in there? A group of senators. Oh, we got a call coming in. Hold on, let's go. Let's get you back on. Hafideh Zentiro, thanks for calling the show. Who's this?
Good morning, Brad. Hey, just going on the topic of freedom of speech.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we just have to be very mindful. The freedom of speech does not protect you 100%. It all depends on your conduct, behavior, and defamation. So that's why in the court system, they use the word against you. So when it becomes a threat and it's causing conflict and insurrection, you are responsible for your action. So let's not misconstrue the meaning of freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of assembly. It all depends on your conduct and your intention on what you're trying to insinuate. So I just want to make it straight. You know, freedom of speech does not protect you 100%.
Totally agree with you.
Yeah, it really depends on your conduct, on your behavior, and what's your intention. So, you know, and look at social media. A lot of people are causing conflicts. And, you know, with the situation with the doctor that was posted, you know, their whatever situation happened between the truth, you know, I'm glad he took that action on some people, because nobody knows the truth except the court. So I just wanted to warn people: be careful what you post, and don't overjudge freedom of speech, because that can get you turn around and bite you. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say, Pat. And
yeah,
let's try to understand the definition of freedom of speech. That doesn't give you any right in terms of privacy. You know, like for example, somebody comes around my property and take picture of me. I'll turn around and go after that person. That doesn't give him the right to take picture.
Right, that's private property. That's not public.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, everybody take that for granted nowadays because they don't understand the freedom of speech, freedom of press, and freedom of privacy. Mm-hmm. That's the word privacy.
So
that protects you. That protects you in the Constitution. You don't just come to my property and take picture of me because I'm doing whatever.
I agree. 10 out of 10. You know what I love is that our framers of the U.S. Constitution made it pretty simple. It's not some super long outlining thing. The Bill of Rights is pretty simple. The first amendment to the Constitution is the freedom of religion, speech, press, assembly, and petition. And it says just like this. This is the whole amendment. It's not complicated. It says Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of a religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. One sentence. It's a long sentence, but it's one sentence. It doesn't say you can't get fired. No, it can also be the freedom of making an ass of yourself, and I use that every day.
Well, you have to remember the federal jurisdiction governs the entire United States, including the territories.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you be careful what you post because they can go after you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then, and then a lot of judges think they're untouchable, but hey, the president is the commander-in-chief. He's the head of the United States. So, when he feels that judge or any elected official or whatnot, they're subject for consequences. So I just wanted to share that freedom of speech is not 100% right. So, and like I said, in social media, a lot of people are posting inaccurate misinformation, false accusation. And that's something that can turn around and bite you.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to advise people, be careful what you post. And CIA are monitoring everything what's on the media. And don't think that no one is watching or scrutinizing all this social media. And for every person that is working for federal or being paid by federal funds, be careful what you post.
Oh, yeah. Federal, even local.
Yeah, local is kind of a little bit lenient, but, but that's up to the person commanding the states or territory what steps to take, But I think social media the intent of social media was to share, accurate or, information, education, but social media now is out of control. And we have a bunch of, young generation or kids or teenagers reading. And that's how they exaggerate the information and they turn to be affecting their behavior. So just be mindful. Freedom of speech is not 100% protected under the Constitution. So for people that say you're protected under the Constitution with freedom of speech, be careful.
Totally agree. And
that's all I'm saying. I just wanted to share that because, we're from a small island and there's some information out there that's been posted on social media that it's very disturbing at times.
All right. So, Ray, I'm going to stop driving by your house and taking pictures of you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just don't post it.
There you go.
No, just kidding. But I just wanted to clarify that out because now the United States Congress or the legislatures are really looking into that freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they need to make some changes. All right, that's all I wanted to share. Your behavior, your conduct, you should be accounted for.
Completely agree. Thanks for the call, Ray.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
All right, take care.
All right, so that's Ray, one of our callers to the show, and he wanted to talk about the First Amendment because that's what we were talking about with the freedom of speech, with what's going on with Jimmy Kimmel now, and then all the people who are losing their jobs for acting a certain way. And I'll tell you what, there's so many. This could, for me, bring up too many other kind of topics on this one. Like some people, just because you lose their job or maybe they don't get hired for a job, will automatically think it's because of their lifestyle choices or their, I would say that they'll say, well, you just didn't hire me because of this, or you fired me because of this. No, I think that you could get hired, but you could also not get hired because of how you act and how you present yourself and how you dress. Do you dress appropriately? Well, what's appropriate? Well, I mean, it says it right there. I mean, business casual is business casual, or business, all that kind of stuff is pretty simple. Well, how can you? Well, I mean, you can't argue with the company. I guess you could have that kind of a conversation with a company if you want to, but for you to have the you know, if your opinion about how that company employees should dress doesn't match with the company policy, well, the question is, well, if you don't have any stake in it, then why are you interested in it? Like, you know what I thought was really funny? All those folks from Starbucks who are getting upset because they wanted their folks to wear a Starbucks uniform. And they're like, no, dude, that's your job. You're a uniform wearing coffee making person, which is great. You should want to be, you're working there. They want you to wear that uniform. It would be pretty simple. Oh man, hold on, let's see what we got. It says, oh man, was that last night, Jimbo? Did you send that to me? Was that last night? Man, because I got to get those schedules so I can go cover that kind of stuff because I love it. Those kind of exciting events I'm going to be doing for the sports. I love doing. Well, we're at least going to do the playoffs, but you know when we were doing basketball last year, it was outstanding. So we'll be there for it. But thanks for sending that. We'll post this. We'll put that on there. But anyway, so there's the First Amendment in all its glory. That your right to free speech is right there on the screen. And the best part is that, again, the framers of the Constitution kept it pretty simple. Now, it's pretty wordy of a run-on sentence, I'll tell you that. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, no official religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Can't tread on somebody's right to practice their religion. Or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. And so that's the other thing, the right of the people peaceably to assemble. And I think that's why people got so fired up by some of these protests that were not peaceful assemblies of people. You know, and that's where I say you got to go in and do something about that. Because once windows start getting smashed, it's a riot. It's not a peaceful assembly of people. Once bricks are thrown, once people are assaulting the law enforcement. I mean, I get it. And that's one thing I like is that there is somebody who's got the backbone to stand up to that kind of stuff. People are upset. You got to deal with it, right? But if people are upset for the wrong reasons, you know, you got to deal with that too. And how do you deal with it? It depends, case by case. Can't address it all in one foul swoop. All right. Yeah, PJ, you're right about that. It was about defamation for sure. Frank Camacho, good morning. Thanks for joining us today. Eric Mopnas, man, we were talking about you so much yesterday after the Advocacy Amplified, the show that we have on the NMI News Service for NM Posse. But we were talking about the different veterans and all this other stuff. Talk about what a great guy you are and what an active participant you are with Project Buddy Check and with VFW and what a kind-hearted guy you are. Eric Mopnas. If you guys don't know him, you'll see him in the comments. He's one of our viewers and all that stuff. Well, if you get to be friends with Eric Mopnas, you got a good friend. I'll tell you that. What a great dude. I'm glad I can call him one of my friends, and you would be too if you got that lucky. All right, well, just like that, where it's at 8:24. How does this show go by so fast, man? I don't get it. It does, and it's great. And we wouldn't be able to bring it to you without the great internet awesomeness from IT&E. We're getting a big fat upgrade. They're doing all of it. I would love it if it was now, but they're in the process of upgrading our speeds and connectivity. They're getting us some cool new equipment, and so we're going to be able to bring you guys faster stuff pretty soon. So that's pretty neat. Let's see if I can't just get this video. Let me save it first so I don't just play it directly from WhatsApp. And if this is from last night, that's awesome. All right, let's open it and get the share window open. It's going to get loud here for a second. 1 second. I'm sure of it. It's a short clip. All right, we're going to make this full screen and put it on the shared window for you. This is viewer footage sent to us from what I assume, since you didn't answer yet, I assume this is from last night. Here, let's see what we got. We ready? Hold on, wait. Let me do this. If I'm going to have this one on here, this is what I got to do. Click here, right? There we go. All right, here we go. This is from last night. Well, I think this is why Jimbo's not a professional cameraman. I would have stayed there and got more of that. Hold on, Jimbo. Let's keep showing this. Wow. Wow. MHS Gym rocking last night. Man, we got to go back. We got to get in there and cover that stuff. That's too wild. I can't wait to go check that out. Can't wait to check it out. And so there's a couple of volleyball matches going on over there at the MHS Gym. Air-conditioned comfort of the MHS Gym. Boy, that would have been great. And can we start a petition to start? We don't just call them gyms. We call them Jimbos. Jimbonasiums. Maybe that's what we need to do. We'll get you on there. To Jimbonasiums. I love this idea. It's a terrible idea, but I still love it. I do. Man, we had other stuff I want to bring to you. We still got time to do it, but again, remember, we're going to be leaving on time today because we want to get there. We got to get ready for those dual things that we got. We got the press conference at DPS at 10 o'clock, and then we've got that interview at 11, which I'm looking forward to. You know, we reached out to, speaking of veteran stuff, we reached out to Representative Danny Aquino. Hopefully we could get him in. We asked him if it was possible that we could get him on the show to talk about this bill that he introduced that would extend military leave for CNMI residents. That would be a big plus because, oh my gosh, no way. All right, sorry, it's something totally different. But he's authored a bill that would increase the leave days for military leave for CNMI government employees to 30 days. Now, I want to hear about like what that covers and all that other stuff. You know, it says they're only allowed 15 days of military leave. But, you know, when they're deployed or activated, they get unlimited. They can't lose their job because they're going to get deployed or something like that, or they've got training. So I don't know what it applies to exactly, but if they're taking, I'm curious to see what that actually means, how that works, what it applies to, because maybe that's the paid leave. It's got to be the paid leave, because CNMI, it has to be about paid leave. That's it, because they've got a 2-week period during the year where they have their AT, their annual training. And if they've got other stuff, maybe they've got another thing they got to train for. So I want to hear it from our good representative, Danny Aquino, former special assistant who is in charge of the Bureau of Military Affairs. And, you know, and he served as well. So it's a little close to home for him too. And hopefully we can, like I said, get him in to hear more about that in particular. All right. Oh, man. Let's see. Let me keep going here. I wanted to see. There was something else before we cut to a commercial that was interesting to me. This was in the AP as well. It says Saudi Arabia signs a mutual defense pact with Pakistan. I'm like, holy cow. It says that this mutual defense pact is pledging that an attack on either nation would be considered an attack on both. I wonder how that works more importantly. The gist of this article says that it's in relation to Israel. But I'm thinking about it in terms of the United States, because we're pals with Saudi Arabia, for better or for worse. And I wouldn't say that we're best buds with Pakistan at all. And I would say India is not a big fan of Pakistan as well. So it's so interesting. And then there was this other story that President Trump was saying something to the effect of the U.S. going back into Afghan. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Where did that come from? And who thinks that's an awesome idea? Let me see if I can pull that article up. Yeah, it says President Trump suggests U.S. troops could return to a base in Afghanistan, citing its proximity to rival China. And this is Bagram Air Base. It says President Trump on Thursday suggested that he's working to reestablish a U.S. presence at the Bagram Air Base in Afghan 4 years after America's chaotic withdrawal from the country left the base in the Taliban hands. He said Trump floated the idea during a press conference with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer as he wrapped up the state visit to the UK and tied it to the U.S. need, or for the need to the U.S. to counter its top rival. I'm like, he says, we're trying to get it back. Get it back from who? Are we like friends with the Taliban now? I'd say no. That's so friggin' weird. So weird that we would even consider that. Yikes. Understatement. And who wants to sign up for that duty? I'm guessing there's not a big line around the block for it. All right, here's what we will do. We will take a real quick break. When we come back, we'll get you the latest headlines, latest updates, and sports. In fact, you know what? Let's start with some sports, and then we'll send you to some commercials. Here's something for baseball fans out there. I think you'll like this.
Fox Sports Update.
As the Padres continue to battle with the Dodgers for the NL West crown, Manny Machado delivered when San Diego needed him most.
Manny hits into the air to left field. Back goes Nimmo, looking up, it's gone! Grand slam, Manny Machado! Man, oh man, oh Manny!
Sound courtesy of Padres TV as Machado launched a go-ahead grand slam in the fifth inning, and San Diego beat the Mets 7-4. The loss snapped a 2-game winning streak for the Mets as New York fights to hold on to the final wildcard spot. Staying in baseball, the Cubs will be playing in October.
A 3-2. In the air, left field. There's Happ. He's got it. Ball game. The Cubs are headed to the postseason.
That was courtesy of the Marquee Sports Network as the Cubs clinched a postseason spot for the first time since 2020, thanks to an 8-4 win over the Pirates. In NFL news, another starting quarterback will sit in Week 3. Justin Fields is out for the Jets matchup with the Bucs due to a concussion, and veteran Tyrod Taylor will start in his place.
There's an element within him that we also have in Justin that I like a lot. And the fact that he's been in this league for a long time, there's no coverage, there's no pressure that he hasn't seen.
Sound courtesy of the Jets as head coach Aaron Glenn made the announcement on Wednesday, and Taylor will make his first start since the 2023 season. Week 3 of the NFL season kicks off Thursday night in Buffalo when the Dolphins take on the Bills at 8:15 Eastern for an early season AFC East showdown. The Bills, led by reigning MVP Josh Allen, are 2-0 and coming off a dominant victory over the Jets, while Miami is looking to turn its season around. The Bills have won 13 of the past 14 meetings with the Dolphins, including the playoffs, with Miami's last victory at Buffalo coming in 2016. For more scores, stories, and features, go to foxsports.com. I'm Joe Morgan.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
I'm Guy Benson, in for Dana Perino. This week on Perino on Politics, I'm joined by Fox News contributor, Outkick columnist, and host of the Getting Hammered podcast, Mary Catherine Ham, my dear friend.
Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcast.com.
All right, boys, you guys ready to see who got the longest bush?
Yeah, I got this. Let's go.
All right, boys, let's go.
All right, boys, ready? 3, 2, 1, bush!
Wake up, sunshine, it's a brand new day. Brad's got the stories that'll light your way. Take a smile on his face, he's ready to share. Share. Good morning, Marianas. Feel the love in the air. Good morning, Marianas. Come join the fun. Together we'll shine like the morning sun.
With the waves crashing in, hear the oceans call. Brad brings the news that connects us all. From the islands to the world, those kind of wish. Good morning, Marianas, the best time of year.
Good morning, Marianas. Let's start the day. Laughter and stories, come what may.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. President Trump's winging his way back from his state visit to Britain after a day of royal treatment yesterday at Windsor Castle. It was business today, signing a tech agreement with Prime Minister Keir Starmer and then holding a joint news conference, where Sagar Magani reports he claimed the U.S. economy was booming.
Standing alongside Britain's leader,
Jobs are at a record,
which is largely a function of population growth, not anything his administration's done. Average monthly jobs gains have slowed since the president took office, and just yesterday,
Both supply and demand have come down quite sharply.
Chairman Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve lowered their key interest rate for the first time this year amid job growth nearly stalling. The president's also claiming record investments.
We have more than $17 trillion.
Which appears to be an exaggeration. If accurate, that would be more than half America's gross domestic product. The White House has not been able to verify the president's previous investment claims. Sagar Magani, Washington.
Trump and Starmer largely sidestepped difficult geopolitical issues, Trump saying of the UK's intention to recognize a Palestinian state.
I have a disagreement with the Prime Minister on that score.
While on his peacemaking efforts, Trump said of Russian President Vladimir Putin,
he's let me down. He's really let me down. It was going to be Russia and Ukraine, but we'll see how that turns out. But that turned out to be, I thought it might be among the easiest of the group.
In other news, President Trump's asking the Supreme Court for an emergency order to remove Lisa Cook from the Fed's Board of Governors. This after an appeals court refused. The president's working to reshape the Fed board, saying it's been too slow in lowering interest rates. And Turning Point USA says Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica, will serve as its next CEO. The organization's seen a surge of support since Kirk's assassination last week. This is AP News. Seth Sutel has the AP Markets Report.
Wall Street rolled to more records, led by a rally in technology stocks. The S&P 500 rose 0.5% Thursday. The Dow Jones Industrial Average added 124 points. It's about 0.3%. The Nasdaq Composite rose 0.9%. Nvidia rose sharply after announcing a partnership with Intel. Nvidia said it would invest $5 billion in its fellow semiconductor company and develop new products with it. Intel, which has been struggling recently, soared to its best day since 1987. Stocks of smaller companies rose more than the rest of the market. The Russell 2000 index jumped 2.5%, beating the all-time high it set in 2021. Seth Sutel, New York.
The number of Americans applying for jobless aid retreated significantly last week after surging to a nearly 4-year high the week before, and mortgage rates have eased again. Freddie Mac puts the average 30-year at 6.26%. There's more news at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
If you see something, say something. And stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care. The National Football League. That's right, the National Football League resumes tonight. It is week 3 of the NFL season, and it's going to be a good one between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. It's going to take place at 10:15 this morning. It is Friday morning football for us, and it's going to be a big one. Bills are favored by 12.5 in this game, and that's going to be interesting. How many points are they going to score? I don't know. How many are they going to get scored on them? I don't know that either, because they're looking a little light in the middle for the Buffalo side. Miami, though, has looked like a lighter shade of garbage for the first couple weeks of the season. In fact, it's so bad that people are saying that it may be their coach's job that's on the line for this game tonight. I don't know where the Bills are as far as the NFL goes, as far as like top teams or whatever. They looked a little sus against the Ravens, but they pulled out the win. They looked kind of convincing in a different fashion against the Jets. And then I'll tell you what, when people talk about this game with the Dolphins, there are not like just two rando teams that's one's a good team, one's a bad team. This is a matchup of teams that play each other twice a year, every single year. So they know each other pretty well. So there's always a good chance. Now, do the Bills typically win against the Dolphins? Yeah, for the past few years, yes. Since the Josh Allen era, for sure. They've only lost once. But, you know, in fact, the last time they lost at home to the Dolphins, Rex Ryan was the coach. But now, you know, these guys are going head-to-head. You never know what you're going to get with these inter-division games. Like, these guys play each other, again, like I said, twice a year. So it'll be a good one. So we would bring that to you. Well, not live. We're not that cool. We don't have NFL rights. But what I really want to do, if I wasn't also covering new stuff, is to at least go in the other studio and bring you another version of a live broadcast that's about covering these games. And it's going to happen one of these days. I guess I'll have to wait till we get some more folks in here. And maybe it's going to end up being the early Monday morning games before we do our regular show. But I think that's how it's going to end up happening because it's good stuff. Anyway, the game's going to take place at 10:20, so 10:15. And it should be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully the Bills end up going to 3-0 on the season to keep going. Well, speaking of keep going, you can keep going all around the Marianas on the roads today, but it's going to be a little bit wet. So be careful out there while you're on the roads. It is not exactly dry and fun. You're not going on the Autobahn, so be careful. Let's refresh this and see what traffic is looking like in the Marianas today. Let's pull all the way back, and you are getting some of that intersection traffic as people are trying to get their kids to high school right now. High school kids actually trying to get there by themselves. You see everywhere by MHS, it is slow. Northbound, southbound, you name it. Folks are trying to get in there so they are not late to Mr. A's class or anyone else's as they get down there. You're not seeing a whole lot over there by Mount Carmel because those kids have been in school for a while already. Once you get down to Hopwood, those kids are already there, so that's good. Over on Solomon Senior Martinez, it's looking pretty good. But when you're getting over there by Joten Dandan, you got that northbound traffic, people trying to get around the south side of the island, or the back side of the island. Looking up at Middle Road and Beach Road at the same time, just some minor stuff. People, little slowdowns here and there so far. As you get closer to Garapan, it starts to get a little bit more congested, of course, because you're going downtown, but it's not that bad. Over there by Marianas Heights building, some folks getting hung up at the light over there by the Reserve Center, but it's not all that bad. A lot of folks making their way from the north side, transiting south, and it's not too bad. All the way on Issa Drive, just a little bit of folks over there stuck by the governor's office. Not sure what's happening over there, but we know that it's just a little slow. No major slowdown, though. And we're looking good other than that all the way around Issa Drive as we wrap our way back through San Vicente and back to Shell Dandan. And again, it's looking pretty good. You know what else is looking pretty good? Those buses over there on Transit CNMI. They look good. They smell good. They feel good. You know, that air conditioning is nice. It's so clean. It's so fresh and so clean. And they are moving up and down the Blue Line. And you can get on there, too, for $2. Anywhere you want to go on the Blue Line. And if you're a student, veteran, active duty military, or a Monamco, or if you've got a disability, $1 per ticket. That's half off, baby. And it's the best way to go when you don't have to worry about it. Monday through Friday, 6:30 in the morning to 8:30 p.m. Weekends and holidays, 6:30 in the morning to 8 p.m. You got to pay an exact change, though. Don't go out there thinking that they're a bus and a cash register. Nope, they're just a bus. Does not transform. 670-236-2682. That's how you can get more information from the folks over at Transit CNMI. They are awesome. You know what else they've got on those buses? I'll tell you, free Wi-Fi, so you can watch Good Morning Marianas while you're on the bus. And cool thing is you can watch it while it's happening. Yeah, that's nice. You can watch it while it's happening, or you can watch them because they're always replaying throughout the day. On demand on Facebook, on YouTube, and coming soon on the website. And by the way, the website's ready. It's already up. You can't see it yet. It's all password protected, but it's up. We're uploading stories daily. We're uploading the things every day, and now we're starting to catch up with some of the past stuff. So we might go through September. I don't know how far back we're going to go. We can't go back a year and a half with the website. That's just going to take too long. But we're going to get you at least all the stuff from September forward. And all the videos are going to be on there, and hopefully you'll love it. But I love that that's where we're at with that. So anyway, that's that. And that's where we're at right now. I love it. Caleb's like, oh, yeah. Freedom of traffic. That's right. Freedom of traffic is the new one. Richard Lozama was out there saying when we were playing the news updates that happy Friday in the Marianas. He sent us a message from the Netherlands. Send us some photos and some videos of this great trip that you're on right now. That is outstanding. Enjoy it. That's got to be an amazing adventure to be all the way out there on the other side of the world. Give us a little picture, a little snippet of what life is like out there in Europe. It's a different time over there in Europe right now too, right? I mean, like I'm with all this stuff that's going on with Russia and Ukraine and how it's starting to get a little bit bigger. I mean, like there's now new defense stuff that's being tested by Poland. Poland's on fire. These guys are not happy. They're not having any of it. They're saying, hey, bring it. They're shooting down anything that flies over them from Russia and Belarus with those drones and all that stuff. So they are looking for the rest of the countries of Europe to jump on board. And China just put out some kind of their propaganda, their news agencies that are government run, put out some stuff about the new missiles that Japan's got set up for defense. They're saying, hey, you need to take those down. And China and Japan's like, yeah, thanks for that. I'm not really too worried. Hey, I don't know what you guys got going on tomorrow, but tomorrow there's a lot happening for sports. There's the cross-country event that's going to be happening tomorrow, and that's going to be up at Bonsai Cliff. But that's not the only thing that's happening tomorrow. That's just the sports thing that's happening tomorrow. Here, let me get it on the old share screen. I want to share this image, but it's so funky. The way it was sent to me. It's here. Let's just do it this way, and I'll get this on the screen for you. I think this is probably the best way to do it. Yeah, let's change it to this one. And I'm just going to have to change the dimension so I can get it on the screen for you, right? Yeah, it's a funky image. Don't worry. We're going to get it for you. There we go. Almost there. We're almost there. Ooh, and there's lunch provided. That's even better. All right, so let's move this over a little bit. I'm going to have to monkey around with this thing a little bit, but here you go. This is a big deal for tomorrow. Chief Outgroup Day. It's tomorrow, and there's a ferry schedule right there. You've got Hagen Tassi will get you there. Here, I can move it over a little bit more. There we go. Hagentassi will get you there from 8:20 and 9:20. The Santa Rosa at 9:30 and 10:30. And the boarding begins half an hour earlier, so you want to get there. And they're going to leave on time. And there's lunch. Well, hey, that's awesome. I can't be in two places at once. I'd like to be there, too. But my kid's racing. So I got to go to my kid's race. And if I can get back in time, I'll make it down there for it. I mean, hopefully I can. Maybe the latter departure I can make. But the first one, I mean, guaranteed I can't make the first one. I just don't know if I can make the second one. So, unfortunately. But I love the idea that lunch is included. You almost had me just because of lunch. That's the big one. But Chief Out-Group Day, I mean, this would be a cool thing to do, a great cultural event to be a part of and to watch. And we'd like to be there. I just don't know if we can physically be there, if we can make it in time for it. So there you go, folks. That's what's happening tomorrow up over there. Again, so tomorrow, a couple of things going on. One is the cross country. Then you got that 5K, the Gecko 5000 for Saipan International School is happening. And then every other sporting event that's happening too. You got kids soccer that's happening. So I got to be there for my kids soccer. Also, there's just so much. What are you going to do? People who say that there's not a lot going on in Saipan, I don't know what they're thinking. But I can tell you that I disagree. I think that there's plenty going on in Saipan all the time. The question is finding the time to be able to do all of it and be a part of all of it. And and that's one of the things that we talked about yesterday too. We talked about not being able to make it to the Mayor's Beach cleanup with the Young Guns, and I would have loved to have been there with those guys too. It's just a tough one. Oh man, I'm gonna save this clip. I got this clip all queued up. I'm looking at it right now. I think it totally addresses this issue, but I feel like right now, just I don't need to hit it again this week. I think we talked about that pretty good, and we don't need to drill that down anymore. But I will say this, as I guess I will wade into a little bit. Hey, there are topics that are not comfortable, and they are sensitive topics out here. And that's it. And the nature of our community is that we're a small, caring community. We love folks and we're accepting and all that stuff. You don't shun folks for their beliefs and all that and the way they live, and you adjust because you're going to see people all the time and you're going to interact with them all the time. And if you choose to not interact with folks because of the way that, like their lifestyles and stuff like that, it's different, right? Like not in this community, you can't because this is just where you're at. And you could have like a difference of opinion with folks and you could be very strong in your belief that you don't agree with what other folks believe and stuff like that. But we live in such a small place, you're gonna bump into those people. And what are you gonna do? Just turn your head away and not say hi to them or not talk to them or not be their friends anymore or something. I don't think that that's the best way to live. Not out here, not at all. Because, I mean, there are some things that I have some definite thoughts about some things that I don't like. And I got some people that I know their opinion is way off from my opinion. And I try to bridge in my mind how somebody could have opinions that I think are so different. Right? You got to know that people just have different opinions, right? But I mean, like, that there's people who are so strong in those and try to think of, like, what's the best thing? How could they possibly think so differently than the way I think about something like this? And it's really just, you just have to know that they do. And I've tried to build a bridge mentally to how they got to that point. Start with a baseline and move on. Am I being vague? Yeah. But that doesn't mean that you hate those people. It doesn't mean you don't like those people. It doesn't mean that you don't think that they deserve to be here or be there or wherever that is. It just means that you got a difference of opinion on something. And that's what it comes down to. And I hope that everybody who has those kinds of difference of opinions with folks, they're big enough people to know that we're a small enough island and that we got to get along and we got to work together on different things and we just got to be together. Some things, it'll be a little difficult sometimes, but you're going to get to it, and you're going to figure that stuff out. And the way you feel today and the way you feel about a person today might not be the way you feel about them like a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. You never know that person might be the person who you don't like at work, might be the person who might work for you 5 years from now in a different role. You don't know what things are going to do, but people are going to remember, how you approach things. And if you approach them in a fair way, and if you at least make an attempt, you don't have to change your point of view on something, but at least you make an attempt to know what the other person is, what the other person's point of view is and why they're there. If you cut yourself off from that, then you're going to make it really difficult for yourself and for your friends and for your family, because you're not going to be able to talk to anybody. You're not going to be able to relate to anybody. You're never going to have a conversation with people. So that's where we're at. It's an interesting time in the nation. It's an interesting time for our Commonwealth, at least economically. And, it's going to come down to a point like, hey, we're all here together, and we really are the only people that we got to rely on are the folks that we got right here at home, here in the Marianas. We live in a great place. It's a great spot, and you couldn't ask for a better community than the one that we got. Really open, caring, loving, understanding, and also, you're going to have disagreements, and people can still be there for you anyway. All right, that's what we got for you for today. We are going to wrap it up and get ready for that press conference. So we'll be live here on the NMI News Service an hour from now. We'll be at the press conference from DPS headquarters. We're going to hear all about that hit and run and how they identified that vehicle. They identified those people, and that's it. I know Joseph Mendiola's. Hold on. Alfred Zantero, Joseph. Oh, wait, hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I do, loud and clear.
Hey, we're just about the end of the show, so go ahead. The floor is yours, but let's keep it kind of tight. I got a press conference to go to.
Okay, real quick, yes. Good morning to my dear people of this great Commonwealth. Although we are faced with the economic and the Trump policy immigration matter in the United States of America, but I have something to share and a strong recommendation for those who may be listening out there. The Commonwealth government, the CUC, has been the customer and they say a fuel supplier from Singapore, and Singapore being the fuel supplier for the Commonwealth. The said vessel that holds the load from Singapore into the Mariana Islands, I have a suggestion that I strongly recommend to bring to the current delegate attention that somewhere in San Diego, the United States government has a couple of the said ships that are docked off unused that will, if the negotiation is done right and the approach, why don't we get one of the vessel tanker ship from there to the Commonwealth on either on a loan basis or how that said agreement may come about. But if we do own a said ship, why don't we hire our own ship crew member and the captain and everything, where they have to go through a training of international maritime and U.S. Coast Guard law. If we own the ship, Commonwealth government, that surcharge will be erased in the face of the book for the fact that the said vessel which provides fuel for the Commonwealth is an independent company that brings the said fuel from Singapore. But if we have our own, that will eliminate the fuel surcharge. And whatever said power services and agreement for both road and TNET, that is a different topic and issue. But yet, if we own our own said vessel, our own captain crew member, I don't see why we cannot save so much money and eliminate the fuel surcharge.
Well, I think that's a great idea. I think there's still going to be some kind of a fuel surcharge, because the fuel surcharge means you got to pay for the fuel. Like, we still have to pay for that, right? So whatever we're going to bring in, and then we would have to pay for our own. What could really help us if the CNMI, not a private company, but the CNMI opens up its own fuel farm like what Shell and Mobil have in Puerto Rico, then we could attract someone else to come in. But either way, we're going to have a place to put that fuel for CUC. And then we got to start looking for people to run that ship. I volunteer Representative Aldan. He was in the Navy for over 20 years. He could be Captain Aldan, and you could pick up his crew. You could be his first mate. I think that'd be great. We'll get you on there. But I love this idea, although kidding aside. I think it's a cool idea.
I totally agree with you with that how you said that set concept and put it in place. I totally agree with you. No question with that. That will be a great matter for these people of the Commonwealth.
All right. Hey, sir, I've got to get going. We got a press conference to get to over at DPS. They've identified the driver and the owner of the vehicle in that hit and run. So we're going to hear about that. So we're going to be live from there.
Very important. Yes, that's very important. Yes. I'm glad that person is caught.
Me too.
Because you know what? That person is still in the hospital. The said hit and run is still in the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Well, looks like justice is coming to the driver of that vehicle. So, good news.
Yes, it's a foreigner. The said person is a foreigner, not from here.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
All right. Well, hey,
all right, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for your call.
There's the moment of time. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Happy Friday. And on a Friday, it's called a Marmor Day. It's signed into law by the late Governor Lorenzo Aguirre, that everybody should be wearing that crown on a Friday basis.
Man, we used to get them for our news shows at KSPN every Friday. They were great. They were beautiful.
Anything that is a head crown on your crown that you wear it on a Friday, that will be a high salute for the people of the Commonwealth.
Man, I get it.
I have mine with the spondylus that cannot fade, cannot of anything, but that's my head crown every Friday, and I'm wearing it right now as I speak to you. Thank you, sir.
Great. Thank you. All right, hey, we'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Same to you, sir.
Take care.
For the people of the Commonwealth, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Joseph and Joe, thank you for joining us and being on the show today. All right, that's going to do it for us. Have a great day. You know what? Could I play the latest news? Do we got it? I know we should have it. Because it's after 9 o'clock now. It'd only take me a couple extra minutes to do it, right? So let's just do it. Here's the latest from the Associated Press, folks.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. On Capitol Hill, the Senate's confirmed 48 of President Trump's nominees. Lisa Dwyer reports it came in a single block vote.
Republicans acted for the first time under new rules to clear a backlog of executive branch positions that had been delayed by Democrats.
On this vote, the yeas are 51 and the nays are 47, and the nominations en bloc are confirmed.
Frustrated by the stalling tactics, Senate Republicans moved last week to make it easier to confirm large groups of lower-level, non-judicial nominations. The new Senate rules allow Senate Republicans to move multiple nominees with a simple majority vote. The rules do not apply to judicial nominations or high-level cabinet posts. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s new Vaccine Advisory Committee has been meeting to come up with the CDC's latest guidance. Mike Stobie reports public health experts have worries.
The committee has been controversial because Kennedy was a leading voice in the anti-vaccine movement before he was appointed health secretary. And he's appointed a group of people that includes some vaccine skeptics. There is a concern that there will be rollbacks of vaccines that were considered settled questions and success stories.
Congressional Democrats have unveiled a bill aimed at bolstering free speech protections. It follows ABC's suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live over the comedian's comments related to Charlie Kirk's assassination. President Trump was asked for his reaction at a news conference in Britain with Prime Minister Keir Starmer.
Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. So, you can call that free speech or not.
Trump and Starmer signed an agreement on science and technology today. Meantime, NVIDIA is investing $5 billion in Intel, saying the companies will work together on AI infrastructure and PCs. That spurred a rally for tech stocks. This is AP News. Big news for fans of U.S. soccer. The sport's biggest global star appears set to stay here. Gethin Coolbaugh has the story.
Lionel Messi and Inter Miami are reviewing the final details of a contract extension to keep him with the club until at least 2026, a person with knowledge of the matter tells the Associated Press. Talks have been ongoing for months, but neither Messi nor the team has revealed details. Reports say the deal is close to being finalized. The 38-year-old Messi has scored 20 goals and provided 11 assists this season. He joined Inter Miami in July 2023 on a 2.5-year contract. Messi has helped the team win its first 2 trophies. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
And in baseball news, the Dodgers say pitcher Clayton Kershaw will retire at the end of the season. The 3-time Cy Young Award winner will make his final regular season start at Dodger Stadium tomorrow night. There's more news at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.